These are some of the wealthiest people on the planet with net worths of hundreds of millions of dollars. But how did they get so rich? Well, what if I told you these were politicians? Now, you may think they made their money honorably, being highly
Guys, we're going to be checking out these honorable, amazing traders. The best ones out there are basically our politicians. Now, before we dive into the video, guys, we're going to be checking a bunch of things when it comes to politicians, their trading portfolios, how they're beating most traders. So, before we get into that, guys, you guys know what to do.
I don't think so. No.
Subscribe now.
No. It's never, ever gonna happen.
And before we start the video, let's give the content creator, big ups, big props for making some really good videos. This is from the Trading Lab. I copied politician trades for a month. Absolutely crazy, guys. Let's see.
productive citizens and providing actual value to their communities, making all of their money from an honest yearly salary. Of course you don't think that, because they don't. Most of these
Stop the cap.
I don't think anybody thinks that they make their money honestly, that almost all of Congress, doesn't matter left or right, is making all their money from insider trading or legal insider trading, if that makes sense.
politicians are lawmakers, and being a lawmaker, you can intentionally create laws to benefit the stocks you trade, or gain important insider information before the public does. For example, on June 3rd, 2021, Nancy Pelosi made a trade.
Woo! One of the best traders out there. She's legit. She is always on point with her trades, right?
Stop the cap.
I wonder why. But actually, before we get into a little bit more of the video, guys,
Thank you very much.
thanks for making the stream and
Welcome.
the new people coming in. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know, because
Surprise, motherfucker.
we're doing this live.
on Nvidia, and a couple days later, pretty interesting, right? I'm sure Nancy Pelosi didn't somehow know the stock was gonna go up by knowing which government laws were gonna get passed to benefit Nvidia. The stock is up 637% as of today. Yeah, 637%. So it gave me a thought, a really stupid, potentially genius thought. While all of this was happening, the internet is foaming at the mouth about how corrupt and evil this whole thing is. And while yes, lawmakers being able to make money off the laws they create does sound a bit corrupt, actually,
A bit corrupt? I think that is like the pure definition of corrupt. Like, come on now.
Gotcha, bitch.
Please, like, why can't we change this? Why? But you know what? Why would we want that? I think the general, population want it, but
Surprise, motherfucker.
the politicians don't want that. They don't want to lose all that money, all that easy money. They're like,
Nope.
it sounds really corrupt. But I figured if you can't beat them, join them. So that's exactly what I did. I'm just gonna straight up copy them. No, seriously, I'm copying every trade a politician takes for a month. But if I was gonna do this, I needed to do it right. So I had to make some rules for this video. I had to find high performing politicians, not just your average Joe politician.
My name is Joe Biden and I love ice cream.
Ones with high win rates, historically
high win rates, almost all of them, right?
good trades, and most importantly, high profits. To get the best out of this experiment, I'll be using a trading balance of $10,000. I had to copy every single trade these politicians made for a full month. No analysis, no second guessing, just pure unfiltered copying. A senator shorts Tesla, I short Tesla. Congresswoman buys Nvidia, I buy Nvidia. Some random lawmaker buys a random toaster company, I'm buying the goddamn toaster company. Will I get rich by doing this, or will I willingly be throwing away $10,000?
Now, I think that if he just followed Nancy Pelosi, he'd be successful, because Nancy Pelosi is pretty much one of the best traders out there. And it's like, at this point, guys, maybe we should all follow her, right?
Stop it. Get some help.
I mean, our portfolios are pretty much matching at this point.
Well, let's find out. So here's the plan. First, we need to find what politicians we're going to be copying. After we find said politicians, we need to find a way to see all of their trades in real time. Once we find that, we'll then proceed to blindly copy all of their trades. Speaking of copying trades, let me show you something. Now, this is an ad, so don't get mad at me.
All right, we're going to skip their ads so we don't play it within ours, okay? Give me a second. Here you go.
Good games. If you're interested in checking this out, just click the Hanker Trade link in my description and check out. It's pretty simple, right? Well, there's a tiny, microscopic, absolutely massive problem we have. While politicians legally do have to disclose all the trades they take,
Now, this is actually a big issue. I already know this part because it's so funny. They don't disclose it within the time frame, so they're fined, and their fine is so minuscule compared to their income.
Don't necessarily have to disclose them immediately. Actually, they don't have to disclose them for up to 45 days. Yeah, that sounds like a big problem. If we get the trade alert for some of our trades 45 days later after the politician entered, we could potentially be entering at the worst possible time, as we could be entering extremely late, like really late, and would essentially be entering after the catalyst has already happened, meaning we'd be catching a falling knife. So, yeah. That's a problem. So I did some research, and not all politicians take 45 days to disclose their trades. Some do it a day after they take their trade, some do it a week or two after. Could this be a big enough problem to where it would mess up our whole strategy? Or
I love this strategy. Let's just copy politicians. Has anyone actually done this? Because for me, when I saw the Nancy Pelosi trade of NVIDIA, I think with THB, and they looked into it, it was, and then I found out like the CHIPS Act was happening. It was one of the easiest trades you can take.
would it just be a minor road bump in the process? So first, I needed to find the most profitable politicians. The dirtiest, wealthiest, grimiest motherfuckers out there. So, I can copy them. I went on ChatGPT and simply asked it to give me the top 10 performing politicians based on their win rate and profitability. It then proceeded to spit out all the names of politicians I should be tracking, their name, and how much their portfolio increased in the last 12 months. Well, that was easy. So now we have a list of all the names of the most
ChatGPT basically can give you the answer to all these. You know, it's funny. Like people try to find the best trading strategy. Like so far, the best trading strategy is follow politicians.
I know it's embarrassing, but I simply can't help myself.
profitable traders in Congress and can sort them chronologically by their profit rate.
Oh my God, this guy can edit videos. Let's give this guy a hand clap. Oh my God. Woo.
I think I'm in love. Next, we need to find a way to see what specific stocks these politicians are trading. So I did a simple Google search and found this site. To test it, I posted a politician's name
my
in the
God,
search
we used
bar.
the same
And
website.
voila, it gave me all their most recent trades they've taken, and it posts in real time. It posts the company name, how much they entered in with, when the transaction was filled, and when the politician personally entered into the trade. Next, we needed to copy these so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wake up an hour before the market opens, check the website, and look through the 10 politicians.
Oh my God, I'm gonna check the web. It's so funny. Like pre-market setup is check. Let's check the politician's trade to see if they have any inputs.
We are tracking. I'll check to see if they made any recent trades, make a spreadsheet of that day's trades, and enter into each and every single one of them. Also, I did some thinking in the shower this morning. I don't know why I thought of this in the shower, kind of weird, but moving on. I had an idea of implementing a small rule that I think could benefit this strategy just an incy tiny bit. I added a 1-month filter for the filing of the stocks we're trading. So if a politician didn't file their stock trade in less than a month, I wouldn't take that trade. That way I was only trading semi-recently taken trades, then buy and sell based off that info. Now that I'm thinking about it, doing all this work is gonna really suck. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna make this a full video series where I copy politicians and show everything that happened, all the winning trades and all the losing ones. But why am I doing this? To answer the age-old question, can copying politicians actually be a profitable trading strategy?
Yes, it can be very, very profitable. Now let's move on to some other videos. I like this one right here. This is a good YouTube short on it. Let's cover this right here.
I think one thing we can all agree on, left versus right, is that Congress people should not be able to invest in the stock market. So I found this on Twitter. This is how much Congress got on their return in 2023 from their investment. So down here, the SPY, that's just the S&P 500. So this is like the whole stock market together, about 24%. Look at all these members of Congress that did better than the S&P 500. We have this Brian Higgins dude, I don't even know who he is, had a 238% return in just 1 year. And then the next three right here are all above 100%. And then the famous Nancy Pelosi right here at 65%. And there has been members on both sides that said they want to ban this. Josh Hawley, AOC, Matt Gaetz. But it seems like there's too many government officials that benefit from this to where it just doesn't change. Clearly, if you work in the government and you're helping set certain laws and certain bills, you're going to have an advantage in the stock market. And this
Not just an advantage. It's almost like a guaranteed win. Here's another one. We're going to play the first few minutes of it, guys. It's a little entertaining about it, but it talks about the insider trading. Actually, let me get rid of their intro a little bit.
Or trade stocks at all remains to be seen. If you still want what they're having, there are 2 exchange-traded funds that follow Democratic or Republican stock trades. Zach Evans, a passive strategies analyst for Morningstar Research Services, is here to talk about what you should consider before trying to duplicate congressional investments.
Also, Morningstar is a really good website if you guys want to look at stocks. I mean, I look at stocks. I think it's really helpful. Really good website.
Discuss the strategy, data, performance, and investment merit of these 2 congressional ETFs. Well, Zach, thanks for being here.
No problem. Happy to be here.
All right. So the Unusual Whale Subversive Democratic ETF, NANC, ticker or Nancy, and Republican ETF, KRUZ, Cruise, aim to replicate stock trades made by members of Congress and their spouses. So why do the ETF's creators think that this would appeal to investors?
Yeah, so I think there are a couple potential selling points. The first is politically aligned portfolios, especially over in recent years, we've seen more of an interest in politically aligned portfolios. So these definitely fit that bill. And then the next is the perceived stock picking prowess of members of Congress. So
they have some of the best tech, but he actually goes into more about how they're picking stocks and how you guys can be a part of it. He says there hasn't been too much evidence of, how much money they can make with it. But what I've seen, if you follow politicians, you can do pretty good. Like here's for example, we're going to look at Nancy Pelosi's entire return. This is on Valuetainment over 38 years, 130 million windfall. Absolutely crazy. But I think Valuetainment does a really good job explaining this stuff even more.
If you got big plans for 2026 with your investments, look no other than Nancy Pelosi, the GOAT. I mean, listen, she is like, folks, can you do me a favor? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Get your pen and paper out and take notes. The legend's resume is about to be shown. And you know all of these investments she made was all due to research and intuition.
Research and intuition, right?
Stop the cap.
It's all about her gut.
Gut feeling.
She's got that gut, the instinct,
Surprise,
the intuition
motherfucker.
of a Warren Buffett on steroids. By the way, you're about to find out what their net worth was before they started investing to where they are today. Rob, please play this clip. The legend.
Reportedly raking in more than $130 million in profits from trading stocks during her 37 years in Congress.
37 years in Congress, and that's an insane amount. $133 million. Almost 1,700% return.
That's according to a new report by the New York Post. The former House Speaker saw a whopping return of nearly 17,000% while in office.
The guy's like,
almost had a heart attack. Oh my God, it's over.
It's over 9,000!
We got Silent King 837, man. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I swear I'm going to start doing this is easy money. It's at this point, if you can't beat them, profit, or them just do of them just like they do to us. Yeah, man, just follow them. I followed a couple of Nancy Pelosi trades before, and it was pretty easy. Like it removes a lot of stress when you know government's backing the same trade.
Before taking office in 1987, a financial forum showed California Democrat and her husband reporting up to
their net worth was 785 stocks to 133.
I mean, if you look at it, like this is actually before I was born, $785,000 to $133 million. You know what? Let's give Nancy Pelosi a hand clap. That's one of those evil hand claps.
Really, nigga?
Really? But hey, she deserves it, right? It's all from her intuition, her trading skills, doing technical analysis, right?
Stocks in their portfolio. The report comes days after the 85-year-old announced she won't be seeking re-election.
This is the kind of stuff that makes people just hate government, hate politicians.
Is that compost? Duffy, she's the best.
There's nothing happening to her. That's clearly inside information. There's no way she...
Insider trading, it doesn't matter. They could insider trade that we can't. This is how it is. the best trader in the world. I know.
Say what again? Say what again?
She is one of the best out there. I mean, and it's by no accident. She's not selling courses. Okay, she's not showing off the jewelry. She's not doing all the flashiness, but she is a damn good picker of stocks. Like, come on now. I think as retail traders, doing our best. But
I do not want to look dumb. I don't like looking dumb.
Oh man.
Clearly.
It's a very, very profitable business to be in politics.
You can be positive. What I don't like is every once in a while when you get a legend that comes through, people don't want to give her credit.
You have to tip your hat off to
listen,
her.
Yeah, that's what we get for a hand clap. I agree. She did something insane. Like, it's all skill, baby.
She is possibly the greatest insider trader in the history of politics. Who do you put ahead of her, Tom? She's a legend. Why don't we recognize legends like her?
No, she's right up there on Mount Trademore. She is number one up there. And I'm upset she's retiring. Why can't they just have her move her office across the street to the SSA, Social Security Administration, and manage the Social Security Administration Trust Fund?
You know what? That's actually pretty interesting. That's a really good point. If Nancy Pelosi, if we go back to the very beginning of the video, we get like the other politicians to manage our Social Security, with their returns, Social Security be massively funded. We wouldn't even have it. You know what? America probably wouldn't even be in debt right now if we had them manage our finances. I wonder why we have so many government shutdowns, though.
Why can't they do that?
I know.
She'd be doing a service to people on Social Security like her. She's about to receive a Social Security check. Lord knows she needs it. That's what.
We got Trader Tony, man. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
If you guys got any comments, concerns, let me know. If you think, Nancy Pelosi is the best trader in the world.
Stop the cap.
Or Warren Buffett's one of the best traders in the world. Just let me know, because these politicians are insane. They basically outperform everybody, guys.
What I think. But you know what? Every now and then, there's an old saying.
Estimated net worth, 240 to 280.
I'll tell you, I don't know who said it. We can look it up and find out who said it. But it was the following quote, and I love it. Every now and then, an innocent man is sent to the legislature.
Every once in a while.
An innocent man is sent to the legislature. And when we hear all the jokes that we make, led by me, I do think it's really pathetic that we don't have conflict of interest or insider rules for our elected officials. And we make.
Now, that would be common sense, but we don't have that because
we are going to be rich.
Do you really think that the politicians will pass a law limiting their power? So it's kind of like, why don't we have term limits for House of Representatives and senators? Why don't we have insider trading rules for them and their spouses? I don't know. Maybe it's because they're not here to hurt. They're not trying to, get into power or get into office for power. They're just there to help, right?
Stop the cap.
They say, Silent Night says, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just going to profit off her. Yeah, I mean, she's retiring now, so maybe she's not going to get those massive trades of, thousands of percents.
Jokes about it. Comedians make jokes about it. Everybody makes jokes about it because it's this joke in plain sight. So Martha Stewart over a less than $200,000 gain. That's a lot of money. That's 2-3 years salary for people. But think about it. Martha did time for less than $200,000.
Yep. This
person made $133 million for the time she did in Congress. We got to give greater voice.
We have Trader Tony says, it's your boy Yizzo. Had to switch up the name to be taken more seriously. You know what? Let's give him half a class. He's doing something to help himself out. All right. Yeah, man, that's badass changing your name. I mean, for me, I brand myself as Andre McClendon, my name on everything, so everyone knows who I am, and they don't get confused with some other Andre _ something, just Andre McClendon. But yeah, man, that's awesome.
Voice to the people that have been trying to put those bills, and there's been a couple of them this year, right, Pat? that people have been trying to put trader bills out there on them a couple times this year, and I think the Congress just needs to get serious. They'll never vote for line item veto. They'll never vote balanced budget amendment. But can you at least vote that there's no insider trading in Congress?
You think she's stepping away because of being age and done and health? Or you think she's stepping away because this Congress not being able to invest is getting so close that on both sides they want to pass it, that she just wants that to be gone and doesn't happen under her watch?
I think there's a little of that. There has to be a little of that.
Okay.
But Nancy is frail. You see her everywhere. You see her now. She's holding the elbow of somebody who's like escorting her. It looks like a security person.
Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if there should be age limits, but maybe not age limits like being too old. Maybe they are still competent and confident in what they're doing. So it's just interesting at 85 years old, and she has these massive returns, and we're younger than her, massively younger than her, and we can't even get even remotely close to that. I mean, is anybody, you know what, I ask the audience, is anybody else making returns like Nancy? Not me.
By the way, we're 40 years away from that.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, and by the way, I'm just being observant, right?
Man.
You observe where you see Nancy, the security people are people next to her. She's holding the elbow, just same way I do with my mom.
Yeah.
And so, number one, health-wise, it's time for her. Number two, you listen to the way she's reasoning, and you know what I'm saying? She's not as sharp as she once was.
Gone.
She's not saying wild-ass crap the way Biden was.
Not
Nah, this is not supposed to be politicized at all. We're not left or right. I'm not going into that. But to say that, Biden was all the way there is going to be, yeah, right.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
And she's not shaking hands with ghosts the way Biden was, but you can see the human frailty. Good grief, she's 85 years old. But Pat, I also believe that's the last thing she wants on her legacy is to have one of those things passed and to have her accounts be the first one at the top of the list for a congressional hearing. She don't want that.
I have a different take on why, but it'll be a later story that I'll bring her back up.
Adam.
So, PBD, can you do some math with me real quick? So she's been in office 38 years. She's made, what, 170,000%? 17,000%?
17,000%.
Okay. $133 million in profits.
Yep.
So maybe I'm doing the math wrong. 17,000 divided by 38 years, right? That would give you an average rate of return each year. Is that how you would do it? Comes out to 447% a year. How would you do that math?
If that's a straight return, yes, but you have to use compound interest.
Yeah, you have to compound
so,
it
so
back.
to ask,
yes.
if I started with $785,000 in an account.
I wonder how she got that initial amount of money. What was she doing before getting into government? And because it's interesting, like, if you look at her career, as I see, if she started at that age, it seems like the bulk of her life is just government. So it's pretty interesting that she actually made it this far, and to be voted in that long. But I think it's interesting with her family, Gavin Newsom being a family member also of the Pelosi family. It's very interesting that they stay in power. So family keeps family in power. And with their power, they can pretty much do what they like, especially make these type of crazy returns. But let's see if we're going to skip around a little bit, not watch the entire one.
And came and went, before the announcement on Congress. And remember, they're reading off all of the forms that have to get filed. And so the interesting thing about all this is that you can see the trades happening there, and CNN and others and Fox have pointed out trades that were made by our elected officials, and then 3 weeks later there's a bill that says, oh, you and you get the government contract to do
I guess this is the main thing, Tom.
So
I love that, man. It's so crazy. Everyone else is like researching their guys' trades. It's kind of like it's interesting that even CNN, the big news stations, all see that they're taking these trades, and they're jumping on. It's kind of like they're front loading the economy or the government, like for them to have this insider information, and they know well in advance when a bunch of money is going to be, like, kind of like the CHIPS Act. They know when it's going to hit. They know if it's going to pass or fail, or it's going to be a close one or not. But they can instantly put their money on it. We got Kevin Adams 1080 says, pathetic, y'all, pathetic. Yes, absolutely, man.
Finish him.
Actually, here you go. These politicians are absolutely crazy, guys. But let's move on to our next one. We can go into this video a little bit more. Well, actually, that's it. Yeah, that's one of the big things I wanted to talk about, guys. And the other thing I want to talk about is the merch store. If you're looking at merch for the for this channel, please check it out. We're actually doing some amazing stuff with it. Now, I'll put it in dollars for the people in the States, and it's if you guys are give me a second. Let me load it up on this here. So I think you guys would like this. This is I Forgot My Stop Loss. I think it's one of the more funnier t-shirts. We got some cups. We got some things, bat patterns and stuff like that. I am adding more constantly. So I think you guys will really enjoy this stuff. I try to make them funny, entertaining stuff, not like the stuff that's not like other people's merch. We got Don't Scam Me, Bro. Don't Sue Me, Bro. We got what's it called? The scam stops here. Stop scamming, and margin call. I forgot my stop loss. We got Kevin Adams saying, "Ain't nobody buying that shit." Oh well, that's your opinion, but thanks for at least recognizing you guys see it. But yeah, hope you guys check that merch out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, wearing that when I get my own coming up. And also, guys, if you have any names you want to add to the list, let me know. We get a bunch of names on here. I will be exposing a lot more people next year. We're almost at the end of the year. I'm doing some fun videos today. The next video will be about silver. I hope you guys catch that live stream. I will be showing some charts and investment stuff about how China is pretty much banning silver. Big news, especially for people trading commodities. We have silver. China banned silver. What this means for the silver market prices and investors. That's absolutely insane. So watch out for that live stream. And the names for next month, I hopefully can do about 3 to 4 exposing videos on a couple channels. It does take about 2 to 3 weeks to do one exposed video, so we got a lot. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff to bring out for next year, guys. Next year is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be going through and doing new exposed videos. Hopefully, Trades by Side comes out with some more funniness, because he's going to be, you're really miserable. You need to expose yourself. I have an entire channel, about 1,200 videos. If you want to learn about myself, check those videos out. And yeah, it would actually save you a lot of time, Kevin Adams. But thanks for your input, though. All right, but yeah, if you guys want to check out the exposed videos, go ahead. I will be doing that silver video, and it should be pretty good. Thanks so much for you guys' time. I will be doing another live stream in a bit. And yeah, let's have a really good 2026, guys. Almost there. And I'll see you.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
Peace. Dismiss. I want